Welcome to the Den, the Dark Entertainment Network. I'm the Gothic Rose, and this is the dark tale of the day. Let's talk tech giants from Meta to TikTok to X, formerly Twitter. Let's dive into each of these moguls and figure out how we got here. I remember when Facebook came along. It was maybe the early 2000s. I didn't join until sometime around 2008, which is what it tells me every time I log on. I have gotten rid of many Meta accounts, but not Facebook. And I can't get rid of 2 Instagrams. And I found an additional Threads that was created for me by Meta. So I've been having quite a time over there with that app. And honestly, I've been trying to get banned so I could start it over and just find the people that I want to find. But since Mark Zuckerberg has ended fact checking, nothing I say is getting me banned. It's driving me crazy. It's like I feel like we're in the prison of Meta, the metaverse prison that you can't get out of online because they won't let you find your password to get out. And you should really have that choice. And if you've listened to some of my other podcasts, I lost access to my business Instagram about 6 months ago when I got a new phone. 2 or 3 days ago, my other phone was just stolen, so I'm no longer able to download TikTok. I'm starting not to care so much, honestly. It is a very addictive app and it's hard to put down. And since I have been forced to, I have had a lot more focus. So I just want you all to know that it's made for you to stay on it. And there's a reason why they say national security ban, reasons for the ban. They say, it's dangerous. It's no more dangerous than Facebook was because I was just as addicted to Facebook when it first came out. I was just as addicted to Instagram when it first came out. And as I've let each of these apps go in importance in my mind, it's become much easier to let this all go. But the reason that, in my opinion, this ban happened is to have Congress at some point pass another law rescinding the ban, because I think that's the only thing that would work to make Google and the Apple stores feel safe enough to put the app back in their stores, to not pay these fines. Just to say one person says they're not going to enforce it doesn't mean that if he is not the president in 4 years, because this ban goes through for 5 years, the next president could undo what he did, and there goes 5 more years of everyone's work. Plus, if you are still on TikTok and you need an update, you will not be able to do so since it's not in the App Store. So my suggestion is to follow your favorite creators on other platforms and try to recreate your communities on other platforms, send messages to people, give your, website addresses or an email address, or, whatever you feel comfortable with, because, I don't think in the next few months, what is it, 70 something days to 2 months, a lot is going to change. I think the app is going to slow down. But let's get back to what Mark Zuckerberg has to do with this. Mark Zuckerberg, in 2024 alone, just the first quarter, Meta spent a record $7.6 million on lobbying the federal government, and this was a part of a broader effort to influence legislation that could ban TikTok, a major competitor to Meta's Instagram and also to Facebook. So overall, Meta's lobbying spending for the year 2024 reached $24.4 million, marking the highest amount the company has ever spent on lobbying. These efforts include discussions on cybersecurity, data security, platform integrity, and other issues that have been used to argue against TikTok and its Chinese parent company, ByteDance. That is an insane amount of money to have an app banned that's your competitor. And we all saw Mark Zuckerberg, who does not have a perm, by the way. We all saw him at the inauguration. We all saw him glancing at Lauren Sanchez Bustier. We all saw his wife sitting there prim and proper in her pearls. Now, I did hear a long time ago that there were rumors that there was trouble in paradise for Mark Zuckerberg and his wife. And he did make her that very odd bronze statue. Well, he had it made for her, let's say. I heard that they wanted to, or she wanted to get a divorce. This is all alleged. But it leads me to believe, did he have the statue created to apologize for what he did? Or did he have the statue created and that's the reason she wanted to leave him? Because that thing was scary. Oh my God, she doesn't look like that. So that was a strange thing. But he lobbied over $24 million against TikTok. Rather than take that $24 million and put it into making Instagram and Facebook better, but no, he created Threads. So, and he has WhatsApp. Oh, and Facebook, its whole layout has not changed from the desktop layout from the early 2000s. So what he did was he tried to create this monopoly with Meta, right? Metaverse. Now he's got the Ray-Ban glasses that he wants you to just be, sitting in your chair in his metaverse all the time instead of like being out actually doing things. I just find it very, very odd how much control all of these tech guys want. Like, mind your business, and don't you have enough money? No? Okay. So it's so odd to me that if he really wanted money, he should have sold off Instagram. He should have not created Threads, and he should have spent his time making Facebook a much more modern day app. But he spread himself so thin with all of these apps that the algorithms are terrible. You do not get engagement. You don't get likes. You don't get views. You get nasty comments. It's filled with bots. And I lost access to my business Instagram, but some people were so incredibly nasty that I was happy to get rid of it because I'm there to promote my business, not hear you put me down about it. And that's kind of a similar thing with Facebook. Facebook to me is the place where friends and family went to their final resting places. Like as soon as 2015 came around and Donald Trump came down that elevator at Trump Towers and announced that he was running for president, people came out as it was a joke. Now, I don't watch Fox News. I've caught a few clips here and there when I've wanted to inform myself on what was going on. But I was not aware that Fox News had already built him up to the point where he was going to win that election, and I couldn't understand it. And I couldn't understand why people I had known my whole life were coming out and calling me some really weird names, libtard, those kind of names. And someone called me un-American for voting for Hillary Clinton. And, they've just said so many things. And this is like friends and family that a lot of the friends I don't speak to, my family I still do, and some of them never said anything to me about it. They just let me have my opinion. But there are so many people I no longer talk to because of politics and religion politics or Christian nationalism or whatever everyone's on right now going with. And people are defending Elon Musk's gesture. People are defending Trump not putting his hand on the Bible, using Bible quotes and verses to do so. And I find it so odd that you can't ask them anything. Like, I keep putting up posts, please explain to me why you voted this way. And no one that I've known my whole life, almost 49 years, will answer me. And I really want to know because I'm worried for the future. Very, very worried, especially with those pardons. And I'll get into those in another episode. But social media has so much control, and TikTok wasn't around for the 2016 election. The only places that people had to go for social media were YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. And Instagram didn't do a lot of news. It was more artistic and business. But Facebook did a lot of the news, and that's where a lot of all of us got our news from. We weren't looking for the news articles ourselves, scrolling through our phones or tablets or scrolling on our laptops. We were looking on Facebook. And then all of that switched to TikTok because it's much more user friendly on your phone. Facebook is not. It never changed. It never grew. Yeah, sure, he added in Reels on Instagram. That's fine. He added in Reels, I think now, or stories on Facebook and thought bubbles and all those things. That's okay. But he never improved the layout. It never changed much over years and years. And like I said, I think it's just he spread himself so thin that nothing is actually working. And that's how I feel about it, you know? I mean, Mark Zuckerberg co-founded Facebook in 2004 while he was a student at Harvard University, along with his roommates, Eduardo Saverin, Andrew McCollum, Dustin Moskovitz, and Christian Hughes. So he launched the social media platform that quickly gained popularity, and he's been the CEO ever since. And then he has created everything into all of these meta universes and everything, metaverse, whatever it's called, with all of this AI. Now, TikTok's CEO, Shou Chew, started his career as an intern at Facebook, and then he moved on to work at Xiaomi and eventually joined ByteDance, which is TikTok's parent company, as CFO before becoming TikTok's CEO. So I think that Mark Zuckerberg was pushed into spending all of this money to lobby against TikTok to have it banned because Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez said that the language in the bill for banning it was very vague and they weren't pointing out to any specific national security issues. But of course, it was passed. I feel like Mark Zuckerberg was kind of led in the direction to do this because he thought that TikTok was going to take away more of his business, but he also launched Threads to try to take away business from Elon Musk. Now, I'm not defending anything that Elon Musk has done lately, any gestures, any words, anything. But I'm saying he was mad about TikTok, but ironically, he created Threads to combat X, formerly Twitter, which Elon Musk acquired in 2022. And he wants to transform this into a quote, everything app. And that is similar to China's WeChat. So Elon Musk's version includes integrating social networking, messages, payments, e-commerce, and more into a single platform, which is exactly what TikTok does. So now we get to the ban, and current President Trump has proposed that the U.S. own 50% of TikTok, with Elon Musk being the potential owner of the other 50%, but 15% is already owned by an American billionaire named Jeff Yass. And ByteDance, the Chinese parent company of TikTok, has been under a lot of pressure to divest its US operations due to national security reasons. But in his interview, Trump said that TikTok was worthless without the US, but with the US, it would be worth trillions. So that way, the United States should have 50%. And he said in his interview that maybe they could police it a little, police it a lot, and they want to choose who the other partner is. And then he had expressed that he was okay with Elon Musk being the other partner, which I personally think you shouldn't be able to own more than one social media platform, you know, but who am I? So it just strikes me as it made so much sense that all of this is happening when it's happening. But we have the Republicans really upset because Elon Musk has publicly criticized the $500 billion Stargate AI infrastructure project. This is a joint venture between OpenAI, SoftBank, Oracle, and UAE-backed investor MGX. And this is backed by President Trump. Musk's criticism has sparked a feud with OpenAI CEO Sam Altman and has caused a stir among Republicans. Elon Musk has been attached to Donald Trump's hip. His donations helped him seal the deal. Trump did make a statement in his victory speech thanking Elon for what he did with the voting machines because they won by a landslide in Pennsylvania, which I thought was such a strange statement to make. But it seems that Elon Musk bought himself a government agency in Doge. But that's not enough for Elon Musk. That's not enough for him to decide, a foreign-born man, a man from South Africa who's not eligible to be president, who has more money than anyone else in the world, wants to sit at the highest level of the United States government and tell people what money they can and cannot have while he has it all. But again, like I said, this is not enough for Elon Musk. Now remember, he had an open chat with Bibi Netanyahu on X where he said, yes, I am the unofficial president of the United States of America. And that caused an uproar with the Republicans, and it should. It should with every American, whether you're Republican or Democrat, because that is one of the most disrespectful things that you could say to another foreign leader about the country that made you the wealthiest man in the world. So a lot of people don't trust Elon. They're not fans. So here's the deal. The Stargate project is a new venture announced by OpenAI Oracle SoftBank with an ambitious plan to invest up to $500 billion over the next 4 years to build a new AI infrastructure in the United States. This project aims to secure American leadership in AI, create hundreds of thousands of jobs, and generate significant economic benefits. The initial investment is $100 billion with plans to expand further. Now, this could end up being a really good thing economically for the United States if they don't bring in a bunch of people on H-1B visas and allow Americans to be trained in these jobs so our economy can grow everywhere, locally, state, federally. This would be great. So why is Elon Musk opposed to it? So the Republicans have had a response. Very mixed. Some see it as a monumental undertaking that will boost the US economy and its AI capabilities. Others are skeptical about the project's feasibility and funding. Well, I don't see why? They get so weird about the future, Republicans. They really do. That's why I don't understand how they voted the way that they do, but they know that AI is coming in. It has to, it's going to, it's already here. It's been here with social media forever. And they fight it. So, Elon Musk, a close advisor to President Trump and head of the Department of Government Efficiency, has publicly criticized the Stargate deal. Musk questions the financial backing of the project, stating that SoftBank has secured well under $10 billion. So this criticism has led to a public clash between Musk and OpenAI CEO Sam Altman. So Sam Altman responded, defending the project, stating that the funding is secure, and inviting Musk to visit the first site in Texas. Altman emphasized that the project is great for the country and urged Musk to prioritize American interests over his own companies, because that's the only reason he put money into this election and attached himself to Donald Trump's hip. If Donald Trump wants to have a more successful presidency, he needs to dump Musk, who will get in the middle of all the deals that could help Americans, because Elon Musk will not stop until he owns Meta, until he owns Blue Sky, TikTok, Truth Social, and all of the other social medias in all of the other countries. This man wants to own the world, the galaxy, the universe, whatever. It's so weird. So Republican lawmakers have expressed concerns about the project's transparency and the potential for government overreach as they ban TikTok, which makes no sense. They are wary of significant investment and the involvement of foreign entities like SoftBank. This is ridiculous. They probably have their money in foreign banks everywhere. So they're just going to fight and be oppositional again. So Musk's claim that SoftBank has not secured enough funding has raised doubts about the project's financial stability, concerns about the transparency of the project's operations and the involvement of foreign entities. And while the project promises to create jobs and boost the economy, some Republicans are skeptical about its long-term benefits. But AI is coming. It's here. It's the future. So I do not understand why they constantly have to have a problem. Are they running to the Bible to look for the answers? It's just mind-boggling, because now they're just against themselves. But I think it depends on who is putting a little cashola into whose pocket, and who's got the most right now and the most interest in owning everything. I'd like to read you something I found on social media by user Julie Gray. I apologize, I can't remember which social media I found this on, but here is what she wrote. I see people posting that Elon was at Auschwitz this time last year. Therefore, his recent gesture is not anti-Semitic. I was there too last year with Elon. I am embarrassed that I have photos of this on my phone. My love, Gideon Lev, was the special guest of this photo op event. We thought at the time that it would be good publicity, but I would not share the photo today. I chatted with Elon Musk. I spent hours with him, walking with him through Auschwitz. I stood with him, looking at the nauseating heaps of hair, luggage, and shoes, flooded with the violet light meant to preserve it. Is Musk anti-Semitic? People, it's actually worse. He doesn't care whatsoever. Elon, father of little X, as he described his freezing cold son to me, literally does not care. He was unmoved by the experience, forgotten to be in the place where his father Ernst died on a death march, whether shot by the side of the road or simply having collapsed, was a huge deal. Elon did not care. He was about his press junket and his bodyguards. I was 10 feet from him as he posed for the cameras of his entourage. He was utterly detached. He cared about how he looked. When he placed a wreath at Auschwitz and Gideon was overlooked, he walked away with the cameras whirring. This is Elon Musk, a sociopath if there ever was one. To deduce from this visit that he is a friend of the Jews is desperately naive. That is so frightening to hear. And he's at the highest level of our governments. And I don't understand. I don't understand. So after that, what do you think of his response? So Elon addressed the controversy surrounding his gesture during President Trump's inauguration by calling it a dirty trick by his critics. He posted on X, formerly Twitter, saying, "The everyone is attack is so tired." What is he, 5? His trans daughter is more intelligent, empathetic, and a better person than he is. So, of course, Elon did not explicitly deny that the gesture resembled that salute, but he suggested that people were overreacting. So, the party that tells you to ignore your eyes and ears is not the party you should trust. The Anti-Defamation League urged caution in calling it an awkward gesture and asked people to give Musk the benefit of the doubt. However, some extremism monitors and experts believe that the gesture was intentional and have criticized Musk for his past association with far-right figures. So here's who Elon Musk is associated with: several far-right figures and groups. He has openly supported Germany's far-right alternative für Deutschland, the AfD party, and his gesture at Trump's inauguration was celebrated by far right-wing extremists, white nationalists, and neo-you-know-what. So figures like Andrew Torba, founder of the far-right social media platform Gab, Christopher Paulhaus, leader of the neo group Blood Tribe, have praised Musk's actions. I didn't know that there was far-right social media. That's why they attack only the liberal social media where people are happy and enjoying themselves as a danger to national security because we're learning about each other. They also now want to try to ban Red Note in the United States because we're seeing what China is like, and it's very normal. And they're very kind. It's really an interesting place. Really. And just to let you know, it is not called Red Note in China. It's called Zhao Hong Shu, and that means Little Red Book. Now, I mentioned this yesterday, but Elon Musk's daughter, Vivian Jenna Wilson, responded to the controversy surrounding her father's gesture by heavily criticizing it. She took to Threads and Blue Sky, not X, she's not on X, saying, I'm just gonna say it. Let's call a spade an effing spade. Especially if there were two spades done in succession based on the reaction of the first spade. She also mocked claims that Musk's gesture could be explained by his autism, emphasizing that people should not be dishonest about the incident. Why are people making excuses? So this is the thing everyone said they ignored in 1930s Germany. This is not the same thing. It was not ignored. It was promoted. It was celebrated. It was voted in. It's not the same thing. We knew, we had the information from World War II. We've had this information for 80 years. And it's still right here. My mind, my heart, my soul are baffled. But again, I will say this because I will keep putting it out there to spread hope and joy and compassion. I truly believe that Donald Trump has some humanity in there somewhere, and he is surrounded by people who have none and who have completely twisted him. And he would be a president for everyone if he would just follow the Constitution and build up this AI thing and not pardon people that harmed the country. That's just my opinion. Agree or disagree. Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you like this content, please go ahead and subscribe. I am the Gothic Rose. Thank you for joining me on this episode in the Den.